Just wait for a couple more minutes and more people are joining, and then we'll be starting. Okay. Mohit sir, are you there? Are you able to come?
Yes, yes, Rahul, I am there.
Okay. We will start the webinar then.
Am I audible? I
Yes,
hope
yes,
my
you're
voice
audible.
is clear, right?
Yeah. One second. Let me start
Great.
the recording. Okay. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar on OI Insights with Strike. To guide us through this world of options analysis, we have Mr. Mohit Agarwal. Mohit Agarwal brings over a decade of hands-on experience in options trading and is now a full-time professional trader. He is widely known for his expertise in decoding market behavior with open interest insights and analysis. He has helped many traders understand where the smart money is positioned. Okay. Many aspire to be or to make markets a constant source of income, and Mohit is one of those people who has been able to do this. Definitely, it is with through his discipline, through his process, and definitely through his data-driven decision making. It's a pleasure to have you with us today, sir.
All pleasure is mine.
Yeah. Sir, yeah, to all the viewers here, if you could just tell us how your journey has been coming till here, what made you decide into going into like understanding or completely into options buying and selling, and what is the thing that you have learned over this year? So before we start the complete session, your journey and what you have learned is something that will definitely add value and help the people in this webinar today.
Okay, like everyone else, my journey started with getting tips from friends and other people and trading and losing money on that. Okay, after losing a couple of lakhs, I decided to put in my hard work. Obviously, I being student of Rohit sir,
Okay.
right? So we were told to start with the cash market, and as usual, we started. Rahul, there might be some disturbance because I stay near the airport. Okay, and it's 26th January is just
A
abroad.
lot of people will be traveling in and out of the city.
No, actually, I stay near the Air Force airport, so
Okay,
is
okay.
going on for the 26th January. So
Acha,
there
acha.
might be
Got
some
it.
disturbance in.
Not an issue, not an issue.
Please excuse me for that. Okay, well, I started with cash trading, and yeah, after 2 3 years of hands-on experience on cash trading and doing reasonably good. Then obviously options trading का कीड़ा काटता है हर किसी को. मुझे भी काटा, and I started getting into options trading. Yeah, initially it was purely on price action. I used to trade options purely based on price action. I was doing okay, but not up to my expectations. Then slowly got introduced to open interest, first to the futures. But since I am not more of a futures guy, I am more of a options guy. That could not make sense to me. Then slowly and steadily, I got into this options open interest. And that's where I found that it's not 100% sure, but options open interest adds a one step of confirmation on the price move, so that increases your probability. Ultimately, whether the stock price will go up or down is 50-50, as you know, right? But adding these data points at important junctures of price action helps you take an informed decision whether to enter into that trade or not. So that's how I started dwelling into the options open interest, and till now open interest is actually a major part of my analysis now.
Okay, fine. So we will not wait for such a long time. We'll be starting the webinar shortly. I just want to add a couple of points before we start the webinar. Is that we have a special webinar offer for all the webinar attendees. That is going to be 1 year for just 5,000 rupees of strike, which Mohit sir will be taking you through. And if this is your first time on this or for this webinar or attendee session, if you sign up for strike, you get a 7-day free trial to check out the tool, check out the things that Mr. Mohit is going to cover. So do feel free to check it out. Okay, I will be posting the offer link in the chat, and if you are interested, you can definitely go ahead with the subscription. Okay, Mohit sir, you can start the session.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
I'll share my screen first.
yeah. Also, we have a Q&A sessions once Mohit sir is done. Then we will be definitely asking you to raise your hand, and you can get all your doubts cleared. But once sir is done, we will be starting the Q&A session.
My screen is visible.
Yes, your screen is visible, sir.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
So what you see a chart, right?
Yes, I can see a chart.
Okay.
SVG Unlimited. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So first things first, let's start with the disclaimer first, the mandatory disclaimer. I am not a SEBI registered investment advisor, and I am not offering any trading advice of any kind. Today we are discussing only how to use Strike platform and how to add open interest and the features of Strike platform, where open interest will add opportunity, will help us identify the trading opportunities. Since we would be discussing stocks, please note that script analysis will be done only for highlighting the process we follow, and it is not a recommendation for potential trade. Past opportunities which I will be showing are only an example. It does not guarantee returns for the future. Options trading, you all know, you are very well aware, involves substantial risk. And I believe that you acknowledge that risk before you joined this webinar. So now we start. Okay. So as I said, my few options open interest, or we'll start with open interest, is actually a major part of my daily analysis, right? To identify trades, for to identify entry, and even to some extent identify exit. I hope everybody is aware of the basics of open interest, what it is, how it is calculated, and all that stuff. We'll not go into deep into that. We'll just touch upon the couple of major points. For the future contract, there are four stages of open interest: the long built up, long unwinding, short built up, and the short covering. So when the open interest rises along with the price, we say it's a long built up. When open interest reduces with the change in price, or the price, if the price is falling, then we say long unwinding. And if the price is rising with reduction in open interest, we say short covering. So basically, if you see your potential trades, I am more of a reversal trader. I look to get entry early. So I am looking for the second and the fourth stage, the long unwinding and the short covering. Okay, this was the futures open interest. When it comes to options open interest, it's only two stages, either the short built up or the short covering. And when we are talking about the open interest, we are talking about a particular strike price, not the total open interest. So, for example, in case of Nifty, if I just a hypothetical example, if I see 25,800 call is adding open interest, I assume that there's a short built up in 25,800 call, and when it started reducing, I'll say there's a short covering. Now, why do we say in options open interest, when the open interest is rising, we say short built up? Because when somebody is writing an option, he is putting more capital at risk. More capital at risk involves your initial margin level, right? And if the trade goes against him, and if he or she has not put up adequate stop loss, his whole account can blow up in moments, right? However, on the other end, if somebody who is buying, say, an option for 10,000 rupees, is he is putting only 10,000. Now we are assuming that those 10,000 is a defined risk he is taking, right? He can lose those 10,000, which can be 1% or 1.5% of his total capital. So that's only risk. He will not lose anything beyond the premium he is paying while buying the option. Excuse me. So that is why uh, options open interest is analyzed from seller's point of view, because that's where uh, we can call them the strong hands, because they are putting in larger risk, they are taking larger risks, they are putting in more money, right? Now, this open interest, how it helps? It acts as a indicator of liquidity. How? As I said, when the price is rising and futures open interest is rising, we say that there is a long build up. So that means the liquidity is chasing that price. Okay. And when the price falls, or when the price still rises but open interest falls, the case of long unwinding or short covering, sorry, uh, the liquidity is exiting that script. So the people have either their stop losses have been hit, or they are booking the profits, right? So it open interest is a major indicator of liquidity. We can So basically it's a idea of supply and demand in market, you know that, right? And in case of options open interest, the writing in a particular strike acts as a support or resistance. Now let me show you how it acts as support or resistance. We go to strike. My screen has changed, right? Rahul, can you confirm? Okay,
Yes, sir. It is. Yeah, it's changed.
it's changing, right? Okay, so this we go a little back. We will not do any live analysis, as we are not allowed to do that. We take 11th November, okay, and the expiry would be around what, 25th of November, right? So when I say options creates support and resistance, if we see here, the highest open interest is as 26,000 call, right? So we will find that as of today, the price, or maybe for next one day, see the data is showing as of 11th of November, end of day, the price would find difficult to cross. This is to be changed, right? Difficult to cross 26,000 level. And similarly, it will take support at 25,500 or 25,000. These are your strong supports. And in between the lower bars, acts as minor supports and resistance. Okay, let me give you an example. I take this example. So there was a breakout in this. Okay, this is Hindustan Petroleum chart, hourly chart of 31st December 10:40 a.m. Right? Not this one. Sorry, this one. 30th December 10:30 a.m. So the open interest was adding. If you see this screenshot on the chart of the open interest screen, you will see the lower part, the open interest in that particular call is adding despite there is a breakout of the resistance, right? So we'll see what happened to Hindustan Petroleum on that day. So this is 30th December. 10:40 means 10:15 candle, right? I was showing you early candle. The open interest was adding and the candle did not close above the resistance. So then there was a reaction. So that means the resistance which was already there got strengthened by addition of open interest, right? Now we also say that change in open interest indicates a probable change in market direction. It may or may not. It may be a continuation of market direction, of the direction or the strength with which the price will move in that direction, or the price may change its course. For example, if you see the REC, okay, we'll take the futures chart first. In this case, this is a futures chart of REC daily level, right? I'll change the price to spot, and on the above panel you have spot price. On the below panel you have the open interest indicator, and it is a combined open interest, right? You see during this period, during this period, the open interest was rising, right? And the price was falling. So there was a short built up. Now this open interest was high for many, many years. It was at its peak. If we change to weekly, we'll be able to see. So this level was highest since 2017, 2016 high. It has crossed. Okay. Now coming back to Delhi, when the price initially last, these are last stages, when the price moved, there was a clear divergence in the open interest and the price movement. So price was falling, but price made a new low from here to 332. It made from 360, but the open interest did not made a new high. It was from 105, 106 million to hardly 103 million, right? And when the price started changing its course, say when it broke out of this candle of trend line, this candle, you see a substantial decrease in price and sorry, open interest. And the open, as the price increased, open interest reduced. So basically, we are looking at these cases here. So this change in open interest from 103 million to lower indicated a trend reversal in the price, right? This may go on for say 3 6 months also, because it is a futures open interest, and futures open interest and any trade based on future open interest is from a medium to long term perspective if this kind of trade triggers. So this was an example of how change in open interest indicates change in direction and gives strength to the directional change in the price. Okay. Second, I would like to show in option open interest, the change in open interest. It, excuse me, the options open interest, when it we look at two things. Okay, we look at two things in options open interest. I'll write it. First thing we look is whether the change, or I would say covering in open interest, is in the highest OI strike. Okay, this is one thing I look for. Second I look for is if there is any substantial addition in deep ITM options. I hope everybody is aware of what is ITM, ATM, and OTM options. So, so here I am looking is there is substantial. What do you mean by substantial? I am looking at basically somewhere around 15 to 20%. The open interest in that deep OTM or deep ITM strike should be at least 15 to 20% of the ATM strike. Then only say it is substantial, because then only the trade of shorting that deep ITM option makes business sense to the seller, right? Let's put it in a word. So I'll show you example of first the second part. If there is substantial addition in deep ITM options, right? Coal India. Future price on 25th of November was 375 rupees, right? And there was addition in put strike of 440, 18 lakhs, while the ATM strike of 390 was around 40 lakhs. Okay, so this I need to give attention to this addition, because these are not so rare but occasional instances. These are instances where I would say the institutional or some big money handler is trying to make a position. They don't make a position in one day, right? They make positions over a few days because they have to acquire good amount of stock, right? So when these things flash on my screen, I need to give due weightage. What happened later, you all know. Coal India on 25th of November was here, right? Today it is again 440. As I said, these deep ITM open interest is from institutional point of view. So you will not find such in such cases immediate uh, profit or the price moving immediately. It may move slowly. This actually is a trade for 2 3 months. So the instrument you need to choose while trading such kind of trades is very important. I prefer to trade either by futures or by cash when these things happen, because I don't know whether it will happen tomorrow, 10 days later, or 3 months later. Had I bought an option of the December series, I would have been killed here. See, there is no price movement. There is no price movement here. So my option price would have gone for a toss, right? This is an example of how change in open interest in options gives you a sense of direction it is taking for a short to medium term perspective, right? Now, second I said was whether there is change in open interest in the highest OI strike, right? Now your attention back to Hindustan Petroleum. Again, there was addition and we saw the fall, right? Next day there was reduction in the strike, highest open interest strike breakout, and it was on 31st December. Next day, 31st December 10:40. So this must be somewhere here, right? It was here, this candle, and from here there was a good 3.5% move. As an option trader, 3.5% in options in underlying price can give me 30 to 50%, even more, depending on at what time of we are in the expiry, uh, return on options premium, right? So these are the two basic concepts on options open interest which I work on. Now the thing is how to these, right? So in strike, we have a screen which is strike OI insights. Okay. Now here I'll just give spend 5 minutes on explaining this screen. You know the symbol. I use the table part, not the chart part, because chart is for each and every thing, right? So I don't use this. I use the table part. Symbol, this is the future price, the percentage change on that day. As I have selected 25th of November, this is the 361 change was down, ABB was up. This is the percentage change in future price, not on spot price, please. Interpretation will come back to it later. Then there are three columns, three sections: highest OI, highest OI addition, and highest OI liquidation, right? First, highest OI, these are the call strikes in which, see, I have clicked on combine. So we are considering November. I am in November. So, or the expiry, when was the expiry? Anyways, this is for current month, next month, and far month open interest taken together. So we are not concerned with any rollover kind of movement in open interest, because since if there is a rollover, it will reduce in say November and get added in December. So by clicking on the combined open interest, everything gets taken care of itself, right? So this is the 1200 strike has the highest open interest in 361. 1100 put strike has the highest open interest in 361. This is as on end of 25th of November. When you are seeing it live, it will be as on that time. Okay. Third column in this is OI change in this particular strike. This is the highest OI. Then comes the highest OI addition. Again, the open interest. This is the strike in which the highest addition has happened in percentage terms, not in absolute terms. Just in, sorry. And this is the C strike 1120, in which 19% open interest changed, 1000 put, 31% open interest changed, right? Then comes the liquidation section, again in terms of percentage, the change in open interest in terms of percentage, right? As I showed you in case of say Coal India on that day, my highest open price. Oh, sorry, I forgot to show you to explain the interpretation part, right? Now these three sections in the interpretation part is dependent on these three sections, right? Primarily on the highest OI section. Okay, you will find neutral, near support, near resistance, below support, above resistance. Neutral means price is in between the highest OI CE and highest OIP put. Near support means the price is within 1.5% of the highest OI put. Near resistance, price is within 1.5% of the highest OICE. Below support, obviously below the highest OICE. So we and above resistance, above the highest OICE. So we are considering the high strike with the highest open interest as the support, and in case of put, and as resistance in case of call. So any interpretation break of resistance or support is based on highest OI strikes only. Now one thing, this will change, as I said during trading hours, this is live data in case of 1 minute snapshot data. So this may change over time, right? So you need to take care of that what was yesterday and what today, you may find it different, right? So here we this is the whole screen where I do open interest analysis for stocks. Now this is one part of the analysis. As we all know, price is king. This data is just an indicator of what may or may not happen, right? Ultimately I need to see the price movement. For the price movement, you can choose any indicator. If you are not comfortable choosing any indicator, you can choose even the pure price action without any indicator, chart without any indicator. But I preferably use an indicator. Why? Because indicators are nothing but math. See, I need to scan around 200 stocks, right? I need to find I need to give it a quantified number above which I'll say there is a breakout, or below which there is a breakdown, right? For that, or for scanning 250 charts without an indicator, I find it very difficult. So I use an indicator, right? You can use any of your choice based, but I use Bollinger Bands. Now, why Bollinger Bands? Due to the very nature of being a good indicator of change in volatility. See, you all know what is Bollinger Band, right? Bollinger Band is a two standard deviation bands around 20 SMA. I'll stick to the standard because I don't change any settings in any indicator. So this is standard. When the Bollinger Band is contracting, this means the price volatility is dropping. When the price volatility increases, Bollinger Band starts expanding. This very nature helps me to understand whether I should go for option buying or option selling. Because when the price is about to explode, at that time volatility is low, implied volatility of your options will be 80% of the time low, barring 20% of the time when there is an event scheduled, or like the earnings or some major event in India, like elections or something like that. At that time, implied volatility may be higher despite Bollinger Band contracting, but 80% of the time, uh, contracted Bollinger Band indicates that even the options IVs are low. So at that time, selling options does not make sense to me. I prefer buying options. So as you can see an hourly chart of SJVN, Satluj Jal Vidyut Nigam, you can find different, and this is one indicator which is useful for me to trade any type of the breakouts, the mean reversion, right? So it's a complete indicator for me, and I use it. You can use anytime. Any other thing you can use what I say is moving average. You can use ADX, anything you want. So we'll combine this both open interest plus Bollinger Band movement, right? So we are coming to the options buying setup. What I am looking is expansion in Bollinger Band, price closing above Bollinger Band, high band, higher part of the Bollinger Band, and there is double digit reduction in highest OI, CE strike. This is for long trade. Short trade, it will be opposite. So the double digit reduction in PE strike, price closing below low of band, right? At the expansion of band. Reduction, I've shown you, we can see from the strike, right? For the first and second part, the strike has a scanner. If you go to the scanners, in technical scanners, Bollinger Bands, one important thing, I am trading only hourly chart for options trading. I do not trade options on daily chart for stocks. And this trade may complete, may give me result in 1 hour, or the maximum I keep it for 10 hours, 10 trading hours, unless and until there is a change in the price structure as a whole. Okay. So in this scanner, we have a, I've set the basket as FNO, early widening, right? There are other types of scanners. If you want to go for mean reversion trade, early bands tightening signal is a very good indicator for mean reversion trade, or you can use the other two also for the mean reversion trade. But since I am looking for the expansion mode, I'm sticking to early bands widening signal. So I am basically looking at price breaking the bands, right? And open interest decreasing. As I showed you in Hindustan Petroleum, there was an expansion of Bollinger Bands, okay? But there was no, but the open interest increased, and there was a reaction to that, right? I waited for the candle close. The candle did not close above the Bollinger Band, and the open interest still added. So there was a reaction on the downside, which we saw in this part, right? Second time, when the price approached the same resistance with an expansion of Bollinger Bands, there was double digit reduction in highest OICE open interest, right? It was here. And from as we saw earlier, there was a 3 to 4% move. This is the whole setup I use. One more example means this is the expansion part. Now these are for regular trades. Regular trades means you will find one or two trade every week, right? Irrespective of the market type, whether it is zigzag or trending market. In trending market, you will find more trades and a bigger trades. In zigzag markets, you may find less number of trades, and the movement may be lower, but it is good enough to give me uh, a reasonable amount of gains, right? One more example is the BHEL chart on same day, 31st December. Now, as I said to you, I need to see closing of the candle, right? This is the candle which did not, which was, the screenshot is at the time of expansion when my signal cleared, 31st December, right? 31st December. Okay, see here. The highest open interest was at 2285 strike at 10:43 a.m. Sorry, a.m. It was still adding, right? But by end of day, it has already gone down 14%. Whether the price moved or not, we'll see. This is 31st December, right? This is candle, very first candle. By end of day, the price was here, right? So my entry next day would be above this level. I enter there. Yeah, 10 to 14 hours. I got good amount of return, right? Now one on the short side, because it works on both long and short side. So we have a Bollinger Band expansion in LIC Housing Finance on the lower side. Oh no, this is the very recent one. So I have 8th January. Okay, 8th January. Here it is. So at this candle, there was a Bollinger Band expansion. This candle, 8 January 9:15, right? Now, why I'm trying to show this to you? There was increase in open interest. If you see my marking here, there was only reduction in 7%. Okay, I am looking at double digit to initiate the trade. So either I wait or I skip. In this case, waiting was helpful for me because next, if I go to a lower time frame chart, the this was the candle close, right? Next 15 minutes it gave a bounce, and when the low of this candle broke again, the open interest reduction was already more in double digit. So my entry would be always below or high the right, and I'll wait for the open interest reduction. This is the setup I use for normally buying options in stocks. Right. One more screen which I use. We'll take up the questions later. I would, well, I think I have. Before that, I'll show you one more screen which I use extensively for my index trade, not from intraday basis, from a 2, 3, 4 days basis. Okay, that is in sentiment indicators, call minus put histogram. Now this histogram is total call open interest of total market, total FNO market, call open interest minus put open interest. This gives me a good idea about the potential reversal in the index, because I trade only index based on this Nifty. Okay, I'll show you how. When it is green means the call open interest is higher than put open interest. Red means put open interest is higher than the call open interest, the total of whole market, right? If the price is near an important support or rejection level or a resistance level, sorry, there is an extreme signal. I don't consider these in between bars. I am looking at these orange lines on the higher side and red bars on the lower side. Okay, the red when the red bars start flashing, it means that the put writing has increased. Now, put writing is so much increased that there may be a complacency in the market, and what people normally call is stop loss hunting and all that stuff, that may trigger it. Okay, like for this case on 2nd of January, the price just broke out of this range, right? No, it did not break out. It was at the top end of the range, and the signal was red, already red with the orange line, means heavily red, not the small, the heavily red. Okay, next day what happened? The price broke out and then gave up. Now this is signal that there may be probable change in the trend of index. I can trade short trade. This does not mean that every time it will fall 600-700%, 600-700 points, right? This may give me 100-200 points in Nifty. This may give me 600-700 points in Nifty. Depends on because data changes, right? Like here, I got lucky. I got so much, right? On here, these it gave me only this. What if I entered below this low, 26,124? It gave me only 200 points, right? But this is an indication that there might be some change coming in the market. And when it is above the highest, this orange line, the green bars are above the orange line, then I look to go long, right? Like somewhere here, yeah, 7th April, very high. Obviously, we ignore this. This was an event day, right? This section entry will be always above or below the signal on daily chart. This is a daily chart because this data is available only at the end of the day. I when if I had go long, I go. Now this signal may fail. As I said, the price needs to be at an important level, support or resistance. See here, this price, this signal in the very next candle gave a signal of red, but the price has not moved, so it failed. So everything does not work 100%. Nothing works 100% in the market, right? So these are the 2, 3 things I look for open interest when it comes to futures or options to identify trades. Rahul, we can take questions and answers. I'll stop
Uh,
sharing.
yeah. Okay, sir. Yeah. Thank you for that session. We will be taking up the Q&A. So for that, if you have not gone and taken the Stripe webinar offer, you can go ahead and take it. I have put it in the chat. And yes, to be part of the Q&A, all you have to do is just raise your hand.
Rahul, your voice is very low.
My voice is low.
Yeah,
Am I
it's
audible
break.
now better?
Yeah, now better.
Okay, okay. No, what I was saying is, yes, if you have not gone ahead and taken that offer which is there for the webinar, you can go ahead and take. I will repost all the details in the chat. And for to be part of the Q&A, all you have to do is raise your hand, and then we will be asking you to unmute, and then Mohit sir will be answering your question. Okay. So Mohit sir will take up the first question.
Yeah. So,
Okay. So we have Mr. Rohit over here. I will ask him to unmute.
हेलो सर। जो आपने एचपीसीएल का एग्जांपल दिया वो परफेक्ट एग्जांपल था कि फर्स्ट प्राइस एक्शन हमें देखना चाहिए, फिर हम शायद ओआई चेक कर सकते हैं। राइट।
right.
राइट।
Sim- हाँ, मतलब प्राइस एक्शन मेन है. OI is an additional confirmation,
हाँ,
but it's we you should use a combination of both.
तो करेक्ट मी इफ आई एम रॉन्ग, यदि जब एचपीसीएल ने पहली बार रेसिस्टेंस के अबव रेसिस्टेंस गया था तो
हाँ,
हमने ओआई चेक किया, हमने कहा भाई ये तो कम नहीं हो रहा है तो छोड़ दो
right.
इसको।
हाँ, बिल्कुल.
क्योंकि यदि मैं बुलिश हूं तो मैं बेयरिश का तो ट्रेड लूंगा ही नहीं खैर उस वक्त।
यस, हाँ. अब मेरा बायस तो आएगा ही उसी में
मेरा
से.
बाय मेरा खत्म। नेक्स्ट डे उसने जब रिडक्शन दिखाया तब मेरा इंटरेस्ट जाग गया कि हाँ भाई अब ये इस बार निकल सकता है।
बिल्कुल.
तो सर ये तो वो बात हुई यदि फॉर एग्जांपल एचपीसीएल मेरा ट्रेडिंग इंस्ट्रूमेंट है
हम्म.
तो मैं उसको डे एंड नाइट चेक कर रहा हूँ।
हम्म.
यदि मैं जो मेरे पास ये डेटा है,
हम्म.
हाईएस्ट चेंज आपने बोला था वो एक मैं भी फॉलो करता हूँ, कभी कभी मिल जाता है अच्छा ट्रेड उसमें, जैसे
हाँ,
आपने
हाँ.
कोल इंडिया का दिखाया था।
यस.
तो उसको हम कैसे चेक करें वहां पे कि जो ओआई डेटा का चेंज है, यदि मैं मतलब 3:30 बजे के बाद बैठता हूँ
हम्म.
तो मैं नेक्स्ट दिन के ट्रेड कैसे ढूंढ सकता हूँ उस चेंज इन ओआई से।
देखिए, आपको हाईएस्ट चेंज, आप उसको, मैं स्क्रीन फिर से शेयर करता हूँ.
क्योंकि यदि एचपीसीएल मेरा ट्रेडिंग इंस्ट्रूमेंट नहीं है तो मैं मेरे को नहीं मिलेगा वो।
राइट.
पर
देखिए,
यदि मैं साढ़े
मैंने
तीन
आपको
बजे के बाद
दो
बैठता हूँ
चीजें
और
सिखाई. हाँ, 3:30 बजे के बाद अगर बैठते हैं तो आप स्क्रीन पे आते हैं.
राइट।
ठीक है. अभी देखिए, दो चीजें हैं. एक तो अगर आप 3:30 के बाद बैठते हैं तो इंट्राडे जो मूवमेंट आ रही है, यू आर गोइंग टू इग्नोर दैट.
हाँ, राइट राइट।
यू आर गोइंग टू मिस दोस ट्रेड्स.
राइट
मतलब ये आपने डिसाइड कर रखा है कि मेरे आई विल
राइट।
स्किप दोस डेज, नॉट मिस, आई विल स्किप दोस ट्रेड्स. ठीक है ना?
या
तो अगर मैं एंड ऑफ डे की बात करूं तो आई जस्ट स्कैन हेयर हाईएस्ट ओआई पे जाके पहले मैं कॉल का हाईएस्ट ओआई चेंज देखूंगा. ओआई चेंज पे क्लिक करूंगा. इट
हाँ।
सॉर्ट्स इट आउट कि किसमें कितना चेंज आ रहा है.
हम्म।
ओके. देन आई लुक एट द इंटरप्रिटेशन. और
गॉट इट।
उसके बाद मैं चार्ट एनालिसिस करूंगा कि वेदर बोथ थिंग्स फिट इन और नॉट.
गॉट इट।
ठीक है. सिमिलरली, अगर मेरे को शॉर्ट ट्रेड ढूंढनी है, मार्केट वीक है, तो आई सॉर्ट द हाईएस्ट पुट ओपन इंटरेस्ट चेंज.
हम्म।
तो 3:30 पे, 3:15 पे, इवन इन सम केसेस आई टेक बीटीएसटी ट्रेड्स. तो 3:15 पे दिस इज द प्रोसेस बेसिकली.
गॉट इट। अच्छा सर, मैं एक इंटरप्रिटेशन बोल रहा हूँ अपना, अगर मैं गलत हूं तो बताइएगा। यदि फॉर एग्जांपल कोई स्टॉक टॉप पे चल रहा है फॉर एग्जांपल,
हाँ जी.
तो उसका जो रेसिस्टेंस है जहां पे अभी दिख रहा है, यदि उसके डीप इन द मनी में
हम्म. कॉल में.
कॉल में ओआई बढ़ने लग जाए
हाँ.
डीप इन द मनी,
यस.
तो वो एक सिग्नल हो सकता है कि भाई ये अब टॉप कर रहा है।
बिल्कुल.
अब हमें केवल प्राइस एक्शन में
प्राइस
उसका
एक्शन
रिवर्सल
का, हाँ,
पकड़ना है।
प्राइस एक्शन का मूवमेंट पकड़ना है. और फिर हो सकता है, जैसे मैंने कोल इंडिया दिखाया आपको,
हाँ जी।
उसमें 440 का कॉल पुट में
पुट।
ओपन
हाँ।
इंटरेस्ट ऐड हुआ नवंबर में, फ्रॉम
राइट
दिसंबर सीरीज, राइट.
राइट
वो 370 पे था. तो
राइट।
व्हेन द प्राइस स्टार्टेड मूविंग इन माय डायरेक्शन, आई गॉट इनटू इट. आई एड पिरामिड किया मैंने, जो भी करना था. बिकॉज
राइट।
मेरे को एक हिंट मिल गया कि अगले 3 महीने में,
कुछ ना
नॉट
कुछ होगा
1 मंथ,
इसमें।
3 महीने में 15 से 20% आराम से मिल जाएगा मुझे. 440 नहीं भी जाए तो 400 तो क्रॉस कर ही जाएगा.
राइट।
तो दैट काइंड ऑफ थॉट प्रोसेस शुड बी योर्स.
अच्छा सर, और ये एक चीज पूछना था, ये जो कंबाइंड ओआई फॉर्म में देखना चाहिए कि इंडिविजुअल, मतलब मेरे को अभी
कंबाइंड.
करना।
कंबाइंड में।
कंबाइंड में।
क्योंकि क्या होता है, जैसे लास्ट वीक में
हम्म।
रोल ओवर शुरू हो जाता है।
राइट।
ठीक है, अगर मैं करंट सीरीज का देखूंगा तो मेरे को हर स्टॉक में
हम्म।
रिडक्शन दिखेगी,
राइट।
वो चाहे थोड़ी कम थोड़ी ज्यादा, बट
राइट।
वो रिडक्शन होके हो सकता है नेक्स्ट मंथ की सेम स्ट्राइक में ऐड हो रहा है।
राइट।
तो देन इट मेक्स नो सेंस फॉर मी ना, मैं फंस सकता हूँ
गॉट इट।
पैसा।
तो मतलब इस डेटा के बाद, मिलने के बाद भी हमें स्नाइपर की तरह चुपचाप बैठ के ऑब्जर्व करके जब मौका लगे तब चौका मारना है।
बिल्कुल सर, वो तो स्नाइपर की तरह तो बैठना ही पड़ता है
ठीक है, ठीक। थैंक यू।
ना।
ठीक है, नेक्स्ट वी हैव हरनीत। Harneet ji, is it? We cannot hear you, but I've seen you unmuted. Okay. Okay, Harneet ji, we will come back to you. Okay, one second. We have Mr. Ayush as well. आयुष को अनम्यूट करने का मौका दिया है।
मोहित जी,
हाँ जी।
एक्चुअली आपने जैसे बताया कि डीप इन द मनी में सब्सटेंशियल ओआई का इंक्रीज होना चाहिए।
यस।
तो दैट इज व्हाट इज द लोअर लिमिट ऑफ दैट सब्सटेंशियल इंक्रीज, और मींस व्हाट शुड आई लुक फॉर? 20%, 30%, 100%?
20% ऑफ द एटीएम स्ट्राइक्स ओआई, और
20% जो
आप कह
ATM।
लो कि हाईएस्ट ओआई स्ट्राइक का 20% मिनिमम।
ठीक है।
मतलब अगर आपके हाईएस्ट ओआई पुट स्ट्राइक या कॉल स्ट्राइक है 1 करोड़ की, तो जब
हम्म।
तक डीप इन द मनी पुट में 20 लाख का ओपन इंटरेस्ट ऐड नहीं होगा, तो इट आई ट्राई टू इग्नोर इट। और व्हाट आई वुड से इज द प्राइस मूवमेंट में नॉट सो हैपन। हाँ, उसको आप ट्रैक कर सकते हो, क्योंकि दीज आर फ्रॉम मीडियम टर्म पर्सपेक्टिव, ये लंबे ट्रेड होते हैं। ठीक है ना, तो आप उसको अगर ट्रैक 5-10% इंक्रीज हो रहा है तो यू कैन स्टार्ट ट्रैकिंग।
ओके।
बट आई प्रेफर टू मेक एन एंट्री ओनली इफ देर इज अ मिनिमम ऑफ 20% ऑफ द
ओके।
हाईएस्ट प्राइस ट्रैक।
एंड सेम इज एप्लीकेबल फॉर स्लाइटली इन द मनी एज वेल?
नहीं, स्लाइटली इन द मनी में ना, सी अगेन, अभी सेम कॉन्सेप्ट आप यूज कर सकते हो, बट देन द प्राइस मूवमेंट उतना नहीं आने का चांस है ना।
हाँ
अभी
हाँ।
फॉर एग्जांपल इफ आई से रिलायंस हम हाइपोथेटिकली लेते हैं, ठीक है, उसके से आज की डेट में फॉर एग्जांपल वी से दैट 1460 इज द प्राइस। जस्ट
जी।
हाइपोथेटिकली, आई हैव नॉट चेक द प्राइस। 1460 इज द प्राइस। अगर मैं
हम्म।
बोलता हूँ कि 1540 के पुट में ओपन
हम्म।
इंटरेस्ट बढ़ा है, ठीक है,
हम्म।
एंड देन देर इज अ 1480 की पुट में ओपन इंटरेस्ट बढ़ा है,
हम्म।
बट देन 1480 के बाद 1500 की कॉल में भी ओपन इंटरेस्ट बढ़ गया है।
हम्म।
So the if I trade only based on the 1480 put strike, then the limit is maximum 1500, right?
यस
But
यस
if I
यस।
see in 1540, so that
हम्म।
means there is a substantial gap in the target। See, risk reward बन जाता है ना उसमें।
यस यस यस
अब
यस।
उसमें मैं पूरी मूव कैप्चर कर पाता हूँ या नहीं कैप्चर कर पाता, दैट इज अ डिफरेंट सिनारियो, बट एक रिस्क रिवॉर्ड अच्छा बन जाता है।
ओके। एंड आपने जैसे मीन रिवर्जन ट्रेड के लिए बताया था, उसके बारे में कुछ अभी बताएंगे, या मीन सम अदर सेशन विल यू टेक फॉर दैट?
मीन रिवर्जन में देखिए सर, बेसिकली हाँ, मीन रिवर्जन में इफ यू सी स्कैनर्स कहाँ गए, सो मीन रिवर्जन में आई प्रेफर अ डेली चार्ट। ओके, एंड आई प्रेफर आइदर अर्ली बैंड्स टाइटनिंग, और मतलब अगर मेरे को बुलिश ट्रेड लेना है तो प्राइस क्रॉसिंग अबव लोअर बैंड, और बेरिश ट्रेड लेना है तो प्राइस।
हायर।
ठीक है, अभी हम इसको बैक डेट में जाते हैं, ये 8 तारीख में जाते हैं, फिर शायद कुछ मिले अपने को। नथिंग इज देयर। अर्ली बैंड टाइटनिंग, ओके, 8 तारीख को जैसे ये अर्ली बैंड टाइटनिंग है। नाउ दिस 361, 8 तारीख इज हियर, दिस इज 8, दिस इज ऑलरेडी इन मीन रिवर्टेड। ठीक है, 8th की
Mhm.
क्लोजिंग इज मतलब इट टच्ड 20 डीएमए. नाउ
Yes, yes.
द द ओनली ट्रेड आई कैन टेक इज ये, बिकॉज वी आर सीइंग इन बैकडेशन, तो मेरे को ये ट्रेड दिख रहा है, बट एट दैट डे आई डोंट नो, सो ये मेरा
Mhm.
ट्रेड नहीं चलेगा. सो आई एम लुकिंग एट लाइक लाइक दिस. अगर मैं यहाँ पे हूँ, ये आज की डेट
Mhm.
16 की ये कैंडल है, दिस हैज रिवर्स्ड फ्रॉम टॉप ऑफ द राइट,
Yes.
and there is a addition in open interest in the highest strike, which is somewhere
Yes.
say 1240 या 1250. तो
Okay.
फिर then this trade I can take for first target will be my 20
This.
mid band, which is
Yes.
20 SMA. Second will be my lower band, right? Now
Okay.
इस case में instead of buying an option, I prefer creating a selling strategy,
Okay.
credit spreads or ratio spreads. क्योंकि आई एम नॉट लुकिंग एट कि बहुत ज्यादा मूवमेंट बहुत जल्दी आएगा.
Mhm.
आई एम लुकिंग एट डेली चार्ट. तो ये 2 दिन भी चला, 2 दिन में अगर ये प्राइस इधर भी रहा, इफ
Mhm.
प्राइस रिमेन्स हियर, योर मूविंग एवरेज विल मूव अप, राइट.
Mhm.
इट विल स्लोली गो अप, ठीक है ना. यहाँ पे आ जाएगा 2 दिन में, प्राइस यहाँ भी रहा, तो इफ आई हैव अ क्रेडिट स्प्रेड आई विल गेन. बट इफ आई हैड
Mhm.
बॉट ऑप्शन, तो थीटा डीके आ जाएगा,
Okay.
right? So in case of mean reversion, I prefer selling options, creating a strategy, not even naked selling, but
Okay.
creating a strategy.
And this for like for trades you are using 5 minutes chart, taking the means entry exit.
For entry exit, I am using the options chart.
Okay.
Okay,
Options
not the
chart.
price. Not the price chart.
Okay.
अभी मैं कौन सा एग्जांपल दिखाऊं? चलिए एच पी सी एल वाला ही दिखाता हूं मैं. ये जैसे है 31 दिसंबर को, राइट. 285. तो आई विल बाय आइदर एटीएम और वन स्ट्राइक, इससे ज्यादा नहीं. वन स्ट्राइक
Hmm.
ओटीएम और एटीएम. सो द प्राइस वाज दैट 480. तो मैं क्या करूंगा, 480 कॉल की चार्ट निकाला. आई विल गो टू 5 मिनट्स, ठीक है. सो दिस इज 30 दिसंबर, दिस इज 31 दिसंबर. कितने बजे ये कैंडल क्लोज हुई है? ये फर्स्ट कैंडल है 10:15, 10:30. तो बेसिकली अराउंड दिस लेवल. हाँ, तो इसमें दिस वाज माय रेजिस्टेंस लेवल फॉर ऑप्शन प्राइस. तो
Hmm.
माय एंट्री वुड बी समवेयर हियर.
Okay.
इस कैंडल पे मेरी एंट्री होगी, ठीक है जी.
Hmm.
एंड देन माय स्टॉप लॉस विल बी द नियरेस्ट स्विंग लो,
Yeah.
एंड टारगेट विल बी 1.5 to 2 आर. तो अगर मैं लॉन्ग पोजीशन करता हूँ यहाँ पे, ठीक है, 53, ठीक है, ये मेरा 2 आर हो गया, राइट. दैट्स हाउ आई ट्रेड. और अगर मेरे को मीन्स ट्रेल करना है, देन अगेन आई ट्रेल बेस्ड ऑन द स्विंग्स मेड इन द ऑप्शन प्राइस चार्ट. ओके.
Nothing to take with this spot price. You have to work on option trades.
हाँ, मतलब एक बार ट्रेड एंट्री हो गई ना, तो फिर मैं इंस्ट्रूमेंट का प्राइस देखता हूँ. बिकॉज अल्टीमेटली इफ आई लुक कि हाँ 480 के नीचे जाएगा, तो तब तक तो ये मेरा बहुत नीचे चला जाएगा. तो
Hmm.
आई नीड टू आइडेंटिफाई द रिस्क पर ट्रेड. फॉर दैट आई नीड द इंस्ट्रूमेंट प्राइस विच आई एम ट्रेडिंग. अगर मैं स्पॉट पे खेल रहा हूँ तो फिर स्पॉट प्राइस.
Yes. ठीक है. Thank you. Thank you, both.
ठीक है. Next we have Harneet. Uh, you're able to unmute and speak? Here, send me a message. But, uh, okay, so there is an issue, might be an issue with his mic. So I'll read out the question. उन्होंने मुझे मैसेज किया था. ठीक है.
हम्म,
So the question is, how do I use the strike OI plus Bollinger Band setup for intraday live trades के लिए? Will I observe Bollinger Band scanner and then look at strike OI insights during live market?
Yes, during live market, both cases can be done. Either you use the scanners first, जहाँ पे आपको you find the Bollinger Band expansions before, and once you find the Bollinger Band expansion, then you go and check the open interest reduction or not.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
यस सर सर एग्जैक्टली यही क्वेश्चन था कि बॉलिंजर बैंड्स मतलब हमें पहले बॉलिंजर बैंड स्कैनर पे जाके अर्ली बैंड्स वाइटनिंग सिग्नल का वो लगा के फिल्टर लगा के
Right.
देन वी हैव टू वंस वी गेट द स्टॉक्स उसके बाद सर हमें स्ट्राइक हुआ इनसाइट्स तो नहीं यूज करना ना?
करना है ना, उसके बाद ही करना है.
ओके
Because as I showed you the example of Hindustan Petroleum, the strike में पहली time the open interest did not reduce. देखिए
ओके
इधर open interest did not reduce. There was a expansion. ठीक है, Bollinger Band expansion हुआ,
ठीक
resistance
है
भी तोड़ी उसने,
ठीक
but
है
the open interest did not reduce. It added up. So price
ओके
got rejected. Only when the open interest got reduced, then the price moved in my favor.
गॉट इट सो इस केस में आप पहले इस मतलब वंस द फर्स्ट ब्रेकआउट फेल्ड आप उसके बाद भी बॉलिंजर बैंड स्कैनर पे ही आप ये स्टॉक आया था दूसरी बार?
Yes, yes,
ओके
yes.
गॉट इट
क्योंकि again if you see this, there is again a expansion here, no?
करेक्ट
हाँ, उसी केस पे आया था.
ओके गॉट इट सर ठीक है
Okay, thank you. We have Devesh next. Devesh Agarwal.
हेलो सर।
Hello.
हाँ सर, थोड़ा सा एक चीज समझना था। जैसे मैंने एक स्टॉक्स में लिया था, उस समय बैलिंजर बैंड के अपर बैंड पे था वो स्टॉक्स, 6 जनवरी के आसपास की बात है। और स्ट्राइक वाई इनसाइट में वो 1000 से ऊपर में पी दिखा रहा था उसका हाईएस्ट वाई एडिशन। और उसके बाद अगले दिन वो पूरा जस्ट गिरा। कितना था वो सर? 6 जनवरी को हाईएस्ट वाई एडिशन उसका शायद 1600 के आसपास था।
हाँ.
और लेकिन वो अगले दिन पूरा गिरा और मुझे लग रहा था कि वहां से वो रिवर्स कर सकता है। क्या है, क्या हुआ वो उसमें? क्योंकि मुझे उसमें दिक्कत, उसमें क्या गलत किया था वहां पे?
सिप्ला आप बोले ना?
हाँ, 6
सिप्ला.
जनवरी के आसपास की बात थी सर।
ओके, हम फिफ्थ फिफ्थ को देखते हैं. 18% चार्ट भी खोल लेते हैं सर यहाँ पे.
1537 का स्ट्राइक प्राइस था उस समय।
एक मिनट सर, एक मिनट. मैं चार्ट भी साथ खोल लेता हूँ ना, then it will be happy.
ओके सर। उसके बाद वो सीधे बहुत गिर गया उसी अगले दिन। मैं
तो
लगभग वही
बात
2:30 बजे के आसपास देखता हूँ, तो नेक्स्ट डे के लिए हिसाब से प्रोग्राम बनाता हूँ।
सर देखिए, पॉइंट वहीं आ गया. ओपन इंटरेस्ट बढ़ रहा था जब वो ब्रेकआउट दे रहा था, तो ठीक है ना. तो जब ओपन इंटरेस्ट बढ़ा है तो इसका मतलब द स्मार्ट मनी और द स्ट्रॉन्ग मनी वी कैन से दे वांटेड द प्राइस टू. उनको प्रॉफिट तो तभी होगा ना जिसने उस वक्त किया है. 6 जनवरी, 5 जनवरी को था. ओके, ये ब्रेकआउट आपने देखा होगा, राइट? है ना? मेरा स्क्रीन दिख रहा है ना चार्ट का?
हाँ 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 सर।
तो बेसिकली आपने ये ब्रेकआउट देखा. तो ब्रेकआउट हैपन 6 जनवरी को. 5 जनवरी को भी एडिशन हुआ 1500 की कॉल पे.
6
ओके.
जनवरी का
एंड
स्ट्राइक हुआ इनसाइड देखिए।
6 जनवरी को भी को 1500 की कॉल में रिडक्शन हुआ है
लेकिन
28%.
हाँ सर, लेकिन 1550 की कॉल में
1550 की कॉल किधर है? रुकिए, यहाँ इसे देखते हैं.
सर पी देखिए सर, उसका 1550 का पी।
एक मिनट, पहले हम ना कब ब्रेकआउट हुआ है. 6 जनवरी को सुबह 9 बजे फर्स्ट कैंडल. ओके. So this was, हाँ, 10:15. Next candle, next big candle is at 12:15. देखिए सर, अगर आप देखें तो 1500 की कॉल में इंटरेस्ट कम हुआ है, बट वो सारा इंटरेस्ट शिफ्ट हो रहा है 1520, 1530, 1540, 1550 में, राइट? सो बेसिकली रेजिस्टेंस इज नॉट दैट शिफ्टिंग, मतलब वो उस हिसाब से वीकनेस नहीं आई है ओपन इंटरेस्ट में। ओके, हाँ, अगर ये तोड़ता 1550 तोड़ने के बाद यहाँ पे रिडक्शन शुरू होती, बिकॉज देन आगे बहुत कम ओपन इंटरेस्ट है टिल सेल आल्सो, तो देन वी कुड हैव सीन 50 पॉइंट का और मूव आ सकता था आराम से। बट यही हुआ है कि ओपन इंटरेस्ट शिफ्ट हुआ है ओनली वन स्ट्राइक एट अ टाइम।
अच्छा, तो ऐसे मूवमेंट को कैसे कैप्चर करें सर? समझ में, जैसे हाईएस्ट ओआई एडिशन केवल देख रहे हैं और एडिशन इन ओआई स्ट्राइक्स देख रहे हैं।
देखिए सर, अब बात वही आ गई कि 80%, मतलब हर स्ट्रैटेजी 100% तो चलेगी नहीं। अगर मैं भी होता आपकी जगह, मैंने भी, क्योंकि ये एक मिनट रुकिए, पहली कैंडल पे ब्रेकआउट है, तो 10:15 कितना है, लेट मी सी। ठीक है, सो दिस इज 4:65 पे 65,000, 14% रिडक्शन है, तो ऑब्वियसली मुझे भी एंट्री लेनी पड़ती। ठीक है, हाँ, अब बाद में अगेन द प्राइस थोड़ा ऊपर जाके स्टॉप लॉस हिट हुआ, देन आई कांट हेल्प इट, मेरे को लॉस लेना पड़ेगा।
ठीक है सर, लंबा लॉस लगा, ठीक है सर। ऐसे में सर कुछ होता है, कुछ और चीज देखनी होती है या कुछ और देखें, कुछ है सर
देखिए
उसका?
सर, अगर सब कुछ देखना शुरू कर देंगे ना अपन, तो फिर
वो
हम
तो
ट्रेड
फंस
भी कब ले
जाएंगे।
पाएंगे,
हाँ।
क्योंकि ये सब तो होता ही रहता है। अब अपने को ये मान के चलना है कि हाँ, मेरा 60% हिट रेशो रहेगी, ठीक है, 80% ऑफ माई ट्रेड्स विल कीप मी अबव स्टॉप लॉस। मतलब ऐसा रहता है, देखिए, हर 80-20 की जो रूल है ना, मार्केट में बहुत चलती है। जो आपके ट्रेड्स रहेंगे ना, 80% ऑफ योर ट्रेड्स विल कीप यू एट ब्रेक इवन, उसमें स्टॉप लॉसेस हिट होंगे, एवरेज रिटर्न आएगा। बाकी की जो 20% ट्रेड्स है ना, वो आपको इतना रिटर्न देके जाएंगे कि आपका पूरा पोर्टफोलियो, मतलब वो पूरा सेटअप जो है, दैट विल शो अ गुड ग्रीन।
ओके।
तो आप, मैं ये मान के चल रहा हूँ कि ये मेरे वो उस 80% वाले कैटेगरी में फॉल करेगा, क्योंकि 1% भी मूवमेंट नहीं आई, हार्डली मूव 1% बिफोर इट फेल्ड, तो इसलिए वो ये उसमें चला गया, तो स्टॉप लॉस हिट हो
थैंक यू सर।
गया।
ठीक है। आई होप एवरीवन जो जिन्होंने वेबिनार अटेंड किया वो ऑफर का सब्सक्राइब किया। अगर आप सोशल मीडिया पे देख रहे हो तो डेफिनेटली डिस्क्रिप्शन पे वो ऑफर का लिंक्स और डिस्क्रिप्शन सब अवेलेबल है, यू कैन गो एंड अवेल इट। ठीक है। वी टू रेज योर हैंड, अगर आपको हैंड रेज करने में दिक्कत है, देयर इज अ रिएक्ट बटन, सो जस्ट क्लिक ऑन दैट रिएक्ट एंड यू विल बी एबल टू रेज योर हैंड। देन वंस यू रेज हैंड वी विल डेफिनेटली आस्क यू, अनम्यूट करके आप मोहित सर से अपना क्वेश्चंस पूछ सकते हो। ठीक है। मिस्टर अतुल कपूर इज नेक्स्ट।
Yeah, hi. Good
अतुल
morning.
जी, या गुड मॉर्निंग।
Thank you, Mohit sir. Excellent session.
थैंक
Deep insights. I was using maybe 30-40% of this tool then. Thank you so much.
यू।
I have questions around like these OI editions, right? When you're talking about highest OI edition, liquidation, right? How do we really look into that aspect, that uh, which particular stock is now moving towards a resistance area? Because most of these stocks which are still in the neutral zone, right, when it shows neutrality there. But
Yeah.
still, they are getting beaten down. They are seeing sell-offs, like for example, BDL or DLF or even BHEL. At every rise, they are being sold out. How do we see that neutrality into the spectrum of highest OI or other liquidation aspects?
Okay. When it comes to neutral structures, neutral identifiers, okay, two things to consider. One is straddle. अगर आप उसमें देखोगे ना, if there is a straddle selling, मतलब highest OI in CE strike and highest OI put strike is same, that you know कि that would be ideally iron fly guys, right?
Okay.
है ना? तो उस केस में the movement happens quickly, right? Second is if the neutral, if we take a hypothetical example of say Reliance लेते हैं, उसका highest OI if I say is 1560 call and highest OI put is 1400 and 1460 is right now the price. Okay, it is very much in between. अभी उस केस में आप मतलब आई वुड नॉट सजेस्ट, क्योंकि वो फिर मूवमेंट कैसी आएगी कैसी नहीं आएगी आई डोंट नो, बट व्हेन अभी जब मैं बोर हो रहा होता हूँ तो मैं वैसे केसेस उठाता हूँ एंड आई सी एट द नियरेस्ट स्ट्राइक। तो नियरेस्ट स्ट्राइक की ओआई में अगर मूवमेंट शुरू हो जाए, आई गेट से पुट का ओपन इंटरेस्ट रिडक्शन शुरू हो गया एंड एट द सेम टाइम इन द मनी कॉल स्ट्राइक्स, नॉट डीप, स्लाइटली इन द मनी, उसमें ओपन इंटरेस्ट एडिशन होना शुरू हो जाए, तो दोज ट्रेड्स कैन बी लुक फॉर अ शॉर्ट ट्रेड।
Okay.
ओके, बट दोज आर नॉट आइडियल सेटअप्स। उसमें आपको आपका एंट्री एग्जिट में यू नीड टू बी वेरी निम्बल, क्योंकि वो स्पाइक्स भी आ सकती है इंट्राडे में।
Okay. But you can just look at this BDL itself, right? For last 2-3 weeks, the stock was operating on news, like everything. Everybody knows that, okay, defense deals and all these kind of things were going on. But then the whole sector itself was showing some movements around it. But then suddenly,
Then I would say there was an inherent weakness in this chart, तभी ऐसा हुआ होगा, but there is a good trade, no? ये बाउंस भी तो आया 18 दिसंबर के बाद।
yeah,
हाँ, तो 18 दिसंबर को लेट्स सी, 18 दिसंबर अगर ये था, so if I go to 18 दिसंबर का आर्ली चार्ट क्या था मेरे पास, 18 December, this. So 19 December end of day there was a Bollinger Band expansion. Okay, क्या मैं इस मूवमेंट को कैप्चर कर पाता? Okay, and the price is right now at what? 1380. Let's go to first I'll go to 18 December DDL. The price was neutral. Okay, 1500 call, 1300. Okay, so this is a typical case of your in between price, right?
yeah.
19th को क्या हुआ, शिफ्ट हो गया 1400. So then I'll go to its options data. नाइनटीन दिसंबर, ओके, अभी इसमें दिसंबर को, ठीक है जी। So 19 December end of day 215, so 350. So then I'll see is that there was reduction in my highest OICE by more than 10%. No, not more than 10%, 7%. But 1400 CE May, it was more than 10%. So I have a 100-point buffer.
Mm-hmm.
Would I take this trade? Yes. Why? Because the chart after this long downtrend, this was the first high it was trying to make on Dow theory, right? देखिए मेरा जो रहता है ना, दिस सेटअप इज ओनली फॉर शॉर्ट 2-3 दिन का मैक्सिमम. ओके, सो 2-3 दिन में आर्ली चार्ट इज मेड फॉर दैट. सो if if there is a downtrend, I can, in last say 15 days, I can look for a corrective bounce, जिसे इलियट वेव की भाषा में corrective bounce कहते हैं, और pull backs to trade, right? बट अगेन आई विल नॉट बी एक्सपेक्टिंग इट टू गो कि हाँ ये न्यू हाई बनाएगा. मेरा वो कॉन्सेप्ट ही नहीं है अनलेस एंड अनटिल आई फाइंड समथिंग लाइक कोल इंडिया.
Okay. But you will buy the calls for this way, like because it is breaking out, or वो दूसरा
Yes,
उसका
I may
condition
be
नहीं बना.
tempted to buy. Yes, I may be tempted to buy because this is a
Okay.
very good reversal.
Hmm.
ठीक है, अगर मैं इसके RMI के चार्ट को देखूंगा, यहाँ पे मैंने RMI हटा दिया ना. In technical analysis, RMI to us plays an important role. Okay, see. So 18 December ko it gave a buy signal, right? Even
Okay.
if I am conservative, there was a good trend, 40 hour moving average के ऊपर. So it's a good buy for me on a pure technical basis. And OI is suggesting that ज्यादा नहीं तो 1500 तक तो जा ही सकता ना. It
But
can,
why? Okay. But why that representation was neutral? Like, or same
because
case?
it is well below 1500. The highest open interest was in 1500 strike.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the highest open interest input was 1300 strike, and the price was 1377, which is beyond 1.5% from either level.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That means अगर
And
1400 की कॉल में हाईएस्ट ओपन इंटरेस्ट होता, तो then it would have given a different picture.
okay, so the influence of OI would only be like the nearest strike prices.
हाँ, इस केस में I could have, but ideally from starting point of I don't look at these cases. I look at breakouts in highest OI strikes.
Okay. The other thing is like ये जिस तरह market अभी accumulation phase है या it's near the support.
Mhm.
We could call it for last 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and since November 25,
Mhm.
it's in the same band.
Right.
But mid cap Nifty is showing it's near that neutral zone, support
Mhm.
area. It's
Mhm.
nearing support. Whereas Nifty is also inching towards that. Whereas Bank Nifty is breaking out on the upper side.
Mhm.
So how do we balance trade all these things? Like uh, looking into the aspect of uh, like short puts or short calls.
देखिए, the first thing will be which universe I will select. ठीक है,
Hmm.
if I am not finding nifty to, मतलब पहले तो मेरा bias क्या है, bullish और bearish. ठीक है, supposing my bias is bullish. ठीक है, I am not finding nifty chart so bullish. अब उसके constituents को देखने का मैं, I'll keep them aside. Okay. If then I look for mid caps. If the mid cap is showing me a bullish trend, mid cap Nifty, right? I'll look at uh, the constituents of that index to find a bullish trade.
Mhm.
Okay. So this is how the top down approach will go, because we are looking at relative strength of the first the index or the sector, and then the constituents of that sector.
Like we see in the stocks, do we have the same way for indices also?
या वी हैव ना एक आरआरजी का आपने अटेंड
Yeah,
किया
yeah. हाँ हाँ वो
होगा, तो दैट इज अ गुड टूल टू आइडेंटिफाई और सिंपलेस्ट जो रहेगा हीट मैप्स में जाओ. ओके,
Mhm.
आई हैव कम टू हीट मैप. दिस इज टुडे, राइट? यू डू अ कस्टम सर्च. सपोज लास्ट 5 दिन का करना है, 12 से, ओके, 12 से 16. In last 5 days, which sectors has performed and which has not performed? What is the thinking? See, last 5 days में PSU banks have the highest performers, right? उसके बाद IT चला and those
Mm.
things. तो इस list से I can choose depending on my bias. मेरे को bullish trade लेने हैं तो I would prefer PSU banks. अब PSU banks में भी see everybody has a different scenario. कोई highest gainer को पकड़ेगा for continuation of trend.
Yeah, Canara Bank and all.
हाँ, तो कोई कोई मेरे जैसा होगा जो लोएस्ट गेनर को पकड़ेगा कि बाय सी आफ्टर सीइंग अ चार्ट, इफ इट कैन शो रिवर्सल तो वो रिवर्सल ज्यादा देगा.
Mhm.
It's all about your own mindset, how, what kind of trader you are, whether you are a trend continuation trader, whether you are a reversal trader. तो इसीलिए एक सिस्टम डिफाइन करना पड़ेगा, जैसे मैंने ये सिस्टम डिफाइन किया इररिस्पेक्टिव ऑफ वट एवर मार्केट मेरे को, क्योंकि आई नीड नॉट गो इन टू ऑल दिस स्टफ इफ आई एम टेकिंग स्टॉक ऑप्शन ट्रेड. मेरे को इतना पता है, मेरे को 2 स्कैन रन करने हैं, ओपन इंटरेस्ट रिडक्शन एंड बॉलिंजर बैंड एक्सपेंशन.
Mhm.
हाँ, उसके बाद अगर दो बॉलिंजर बैंड एक्सपेंशन में मेरे पास बुलिश और बेरिश दोनों आ गए, देन माय बायस विल किक इन कि मेरे को बेरिश ट्रेड लेने हैं या बुलिश ट्रेड लेने हैं. दोस थिंग्स कम इनटू पिक्चर.
And do you foresee some kind of like or forecasting some result uh, impact, I would say, कि वो पहले ही accumulation या distribution दिखाना शुरू कर देता हो sometimes.
या इट हैपेंस.
Mhm.
आप मतलब अभी कोल इंडिया वाज
Federal Bank.
एक्यूमुलेशन थिंग. अगर आप जनवरी फरवरी में जाओ ना, लास्ट ईयर दिसंबर जनवरी में, ओके, आप उसका चार्ट देखो, इटर्नल का.
Hmm.
उसकी डीप आईटीएम कॉल में राइटिंग थी at 300. The call writing was in 220 or 200 something. I don't remember actually exactly. So that ways, so you can use either futures open interest ka chart. If the futures open interest is at its peak, extremes, whether peak or low, years of data, but for that you need futures वाले जो बहुत पुराने हैं, not the recently 2-3 months added.
Okay.
Those kind of structures you can see. But those are all from medium term perspective. 2-3 महीने का ट्रेड है.
Okay. It's not a weekly thing.
हाँ, मतलब अगर आपको वीकली ट्रेड लेना है, 3-4 दिन का लेना है, तो देन आर्ली चार्ट यू नीड टू सी.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah.
वेलकम.
ठीक. Sir, Harneet G wants to ask again.
यस.
So just a small question. Can you hear me now?
या श्योर.
Sir, आपने BTST का मेंशन किया. आई हैव अटेंडेड योर प्रीवियस वेबिनार्स आल्सो. आई थिंक BTST का आपने, आई थिंक, कोई एग्जांपल इफ यू कुड शेयर रिसेंट मेमोरी में कोई, जिससे आप इस सेटअप आपने यूज करके BTST का कोई ट्रेड लिया हो या कोई ट्रेड आपके रेडार में आया हो.
नहीं यार, एक्चुअली आई डोंट रिमेम्बर.
अच्छा, ओके.
सॉरी. नहीं,
नो नो वरी सर.
मतलब बीटीएसटी फॉर मी इज, मतलब 3 बजे भी आइडेंटिफाई, 3:15 बजे आइडेंटिफाई करके आई कैन मेक एन एंट्री. वो आगे एक, जैसे मैंने बोला कि इट कैन गिव मी माय एक्सपेक्टेड रिटर्न इन 1 आवर और मे टेक 4-5 आवर्स, 10 आवर्स, 12 आवर्स. तो
तो
बीटीएस
BTST के लिए
को,
सर आप स्ट्राइक हुआ इनसाइट्स वाला सेक्शन में पहले देखते हो, अबव
हाँ,
रेजिस्टेंस.
अब आई सी फर्स्ट स्ट्राइक हुआ इनसाइट्स, देन
अच्छा,
आई लुक एट चार्ट.
देन यू लुक एट चार्ट. ठीक है, गॉट इट सर. दैट्स इट. थैंक यू.
Okay. Sir. As of now, I don't see any other hands raised. If you have any final questions or anything, you can just raise your hand. तब तक सर, अगर आपका कुछ क्लोजिंग रिमार्क्स है, जो एक ऑप्शन बायर जो स्ट्राइक इनसाइट को कैसे यूज कर सकते हैं, एंड व्हाट आर द थिंग्स दैट दे शुड बी कॉशियस अबाउट, अगर आपको कुछ कहना है क्लोजिंग रिमार्क्स.
See, I would say only two things. एक तो confirmation की wait करो, closure of candle. Okay, that is one thing is which very much important because open interest data changes, and in when it comes to index, it changes quite dramatically, quite quickly. So waiting for the candle closure, you may feel that you have missed a few trades, but it gives me cushion of lesser number of failed trades. At least this is my experience. Okay. सेकंड तो एक बार ट्रेड एंटर कर दिया उसके बाद स्टॉप लॉस करो एंड वी आर गुड टू गो. वी डोंट नीड टू सी एनीथिंग एल्स.
ठीक है, ठीक. Thank you for the session, sir. Yes, I thank you for everyone attending the session. If you have not signed up, you can definitely sign up on Strike जो tool sir ने दिखाया है, and you get a 7-day free trial. अगले हफ्ते जब market खुलता है तो you will be able to see all this data live in the market, see, track the open interest, track the price, track the volume, and definitely वो जो Bollinger Band scanner, ये सब एक ही tool में मिलता है आपको. And yes, so if you even though you can go ahead and subscribe to this offer that जो है एक साल के लिए 5,000 rupees, I'll put the link again in the description. Okay,
सो
and also हम बहुत सारे ऐसे webinars host करते रहते हैं, so do attend this. Mohit sir will definitely keep coming on this platform. So I hope to see you again, sir.
देयर इज वन मोर हैंड रेज्ड.
Okay, yeah, Shiva Kumar is there yet removed. Okay, Shiva Kumar, this will be the last question. Yeah,
Hello, sir. Hello,
yeah.
Mohit sir.
हेलो.
Can it be recorded session हमको मिलेगा सर? मैं अभी ज्वाइन हुआ
Yes,
तो
sir. ये सारे live streamed है YouTube and Twitter पे, so you can always go there. Strike Money सर्च कीजिए, उधर आपको मिल जाएगा वीडियोस. ये सब रिकॉर्डेड है.
ठीक ठीक है सर. थैंक यू सर.
ओके, श्योर. ठीक है मोहित जी, थैंक यू.
थैंक यू. थैंक यू.
Thank
बाय.
you everyone for attending.